Ciao. I'm Cowan Jenkins, and I've been sent out on assignment this semester. I'm studying abroad, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to make a series of videos called Cowan's Traveling Tales. Now each one of these videos is going to come from a different location, from Denmark to Dublin to Donetsk, and it's going to tell you a little bit about the city. And there's going to be 3 different tales, and one of them is going to be a lie. So you, the viewers at home, Rachel, and the guest, your job is going to figure out which one's fact, which one's crap. My first video is going to be about the scenic city behind me, Florence, Italy. Florence is home to GU's famous Gonzaga in Florence campus. Firenze, as it's known to the locals, is a charming Renaissance city full of world-class art, food, and architecture. Florence is known as the birthplace of the Renaissance, and funding from the powerful Medici family allowed art and culture to flourish starting in the 1400s. Michelangelo, Brunelleschi, and Leonardo da Vinci all called Florence their home at points during this period. Beautiful bridges and towering churches adorn the landscape of this city, which is surprisingly compact. Now, it's time for some tales. The first tale comes to us from the Uffizi Art Gallery. It's located here in Florence, and it's one of the best museums in the world, not just Europe. It's got great art from Titian, Raphael, Da Vinci, all those great painters. You're going to see it there. However, in 2004, things got a little spotty at the Uffizi. As part of a modern art exhibit, an Italian farmer named Luca Moretti brought in his prized Piedmontese cattle. Now this cattle, whose name was Stefano, was no ordinary cow. He weighed 1,200 kilograms, or 2,600 pounds, and that was a record for the region. But things didn't go great at the museum, because while the cow can get up steps, cows can't go down steps, and Stefano was actually trapped in the museum. It took 4 hours and 30 people and a record amount of tranquilizers to get Stefano finally out of the museum. The Ponte Vecchio, the most famous bridge in Florence, may look familiar to you, probably because it's the subject of a large picture on the wall of the cog. I think the bridge, which was built in 1345, is really quite beautiful, but unfortunately that puts me in a club with German fascist leader Adolf Hitler. He fell in love with the bridge in 1939 with a visit from Mussolini, and then in 1944, when his troops were retreating from Allied forces, he decided not to destroy the Ponte Vecchio, even though he destroyed every other bridge in Florence. From my apartment deck, you can see the tips, the Duomo, the crown jewel of Florence. Designed by Brunelleschi and paid for by the Medici in 1436, the Santa Maria del Fiore dome stands at 375 feet tall. It was the largest dome in the world for 450 years. The church's use of multicolored polycarbonate marble makes for a stunning centerpiece to the city. Now here's the tale. At one point, the church's doorknob was a man's severed head. So which one do you think is the lie? Is it the cantankerous cow? Is it Hitler's love for bridges? Or is it the doorknob of the Duomo? The story about the Duomo is actually true. In 1478, the Duomo was the location where, under orders from the Pope, the Pazzi family attempted to assassinate the important members of the Medici. However, the coup failed, and the head of the Pazzi family, Jacopo, had his severed head used as a doorknob after it had been buried, dug up, thrown in the river, and finally placed upon the door of the Duomo. The Ponte Vecchio story is actually also true. Hitler really did have a taste for the Ponte Vecchio bridge. The lie? Stefano the cow. There really never was a cow problem in the Uffizi, although Piedmontese cattle are known to be quite large and have great tasting meat. Until next time, I'm Cowan Jenkins for GUTV.